Hey yo! Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing another DC Superheroes review, and that will be of Bane! Take a look at this badass man right here. Now, just to let you guys know, a lot of people have been asking why I haven't been doing some figure reviews, mostly DC Universe Classic reviews, also Transformers. Few people have asked that. For the DC Universe Classic reviews, the reason why I haven't been able to do many reviews is because I haven't seen any new ones anywhere. That, and I have no money, so I can't really spend on the figures. So, as of now, if it came down to comic books or figures, I'm going to pick comic books over the figures. So as of now, I'm kind of taking a break from DC Universe Classic. If I see some, I might pick them up, but who knows. We'll see what happens. It doesn't mean I'm stopping, I'm just taking a break. As for Transformers, there's nothing out there that I really want. Transformers is like a season. It comes and it goes. Sometimes I'm really into it, sometimes I'm not. So, but I always love it. With that said, let's talk a little bit about Bane. Sorry, I love the voice he has in Batman animated series where he goes, "I will break you!" Kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyways, but, you know, it's kind of funny because that's not the voice I use when I read the comics with Bane. But with that said, on to Bane. A little bit of information about Bane. Bane was born in Santa Prisca, I believe it's called. And he was born in a prison, and he had to live out his father's sentence. The prison of Pina Deno, I believe. If I'm saying it wrong or if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please correct me. But he had to live out his father's sentence. And by doing so, he spent as much time as he can reading whatever books he could get his hands on, also training and just becoming a physical specimen, working out whenever he could, while in this prison. It's funny to note that Bane had a teddy bear in the prison that he considered his only friend, and he would put a knife in the teddy bear just in case someone tried to fuck with him. He would stab the person. But Bane spent his time out in this prison. Eventually, he started getting the experiments done with Venom. Venom is a steroid, an extreme steroid that turns someone that's this skinny into someone this big. Venom is a very powerful steroid. So, Bane eventually gets out of prison, and, well, he goes off and do bad things. The next time we really see Bane in his big appearance would be in Batman Nightfall. It is there that Bane successfully is the man that breaks the bat. He defeats Batman, and one of the few people that can say that they outright defeat Batman in combat. But he defeats Batman not only in combat, but also in wit and strategicness. Because, see, Bane isn't just a big goon, dope, muscle man like he looks like. Bane actually is an incredibly intelligent individual, a master strategist, and almost genius-level intellect. The whole Nightfall series is him just planning and doing each step of his plans to take out Batman. Bane is a very intelligent individual that just happens to look like a fucking huge Hulk. So, Bane was able to defeat Batman and break his bat. Eventually, Jean-Paul Valley takes up the mantle of Batman and defeats Bane in combat. Bane is sent to prison, eventually gets out. The next time we see Bane is in Batman Legacy, and then after that he shows up in various other comics like No Man's Land. He shows up in the Infinite Crisis where he just starts breaking people's backs. And now I believe he's part of the Secret Six. So, Bane is definitely one of Batman's most formidable adversaries. Because he's one of the few adversaries that's actually beaten Batman. Downright beaten him. And he's definitely one of the most dangerous. I put him up there with the Joker and Ra's al Ghul as probably one of the most dangerous villains Batman ever has to deal with. Bane is also one of the few handful of Batman villains that know Batman's identity, although he has no intention or wish to reveal it to any other individual, because Batman's secret identity is of no importance to him. Plus, I'm sure Bane wants Batman all to himself. Although, I kind of get the feeling that Bane doesn't really care for Batman anymore because he already broke him, so what's the point of going back? But, Bane, powers and abilities-wise, in addition to being an incredibly intellectual individual and a master strategist, Bane is formidable in hand-to-hand combat. We're not as skilled as the likes of Batman or Nightwing or Black Canary or any of those such. He has enough skill to hold his own against the better trained superheroes out there. That and the fact that he also has Venom gives him the edge. Venom makes him incredibly strong, negates pain. Bane doesn't feel pain. It just makes him a massively impossible to be human for normal people. I'm sure Superman would fuck up Bane in a second, but Bane becomes this grotesquely strong monster. The only weakness Bane has is his dependency on Venom, because like with all steroids and all drugs, it's an addiction, and Bane is addicted to it. He needs it to stay calm, to stay level-headed. Although he hasn't been depicted as that much of a dependent on it in recent years, but it's still his weakness. Get rid of the Venom, you get rid of Bane. So with that said, Bane is a fantastic character. He's definitely in my top 5 favorite Batman villains. I absolutely love him. He's one of the reasons why Nightfall was such a great story. So Bane's a badass. So let's get into the figure itself. I got this figure at the Harrington Comics in Salem, and I very rarely go to that comic store. I usually go to my comic store, which is Comically Speaking in Reading, Mass. That's the best comic store I've been to, but they didn't have Batman Contagion today. I went there, and my friends were going to Harrington's anyways, so I went there, and they had Bane. They also had a lot of other DC superhero figures. They had Azrael, they had Bizarro, they had Mongrel, Series 1 Sculpt Batman, which I already have. I'm sorry, J-Train 997. They did not have Batgirl. I'm still looking for her for you, so I'll let you know when I find her. But they had Bane, so $14, Bane. I said, sure, might as well. Especially seeing that I cannot find the Nightfall Bane anywhere, so I got this Bane, and I'm very happy with it. There are though minor flaws to this. Actually, some pretty big flaws to some people. First thing, let's talk about the sculpt itself. Bane has some incredible detail in the sculpt as a whole. From the veins in his body, to the detail in his mask, to the cords in the back of his head, going all the way around on his arm. Excellent detail in this figure. Although it does lack a little bit of shadowing, it does have the shadowing where it's necessary. The detail is so much that if you go on the back, you probably won't see this, but they actually put hair on his back and arms, which is, again, something that's always drawn on Bane. Bane is wearing his standard black costume or a black uniform. I don't know what it would be for him. Probably just uniform, which is a black muscle shirt and black pants with black boots. I know there's another version out there with a camo boots, camo pants, and also with that teddy bear that he stabs people with. Yeah, that's a little weird, but no, I didn't get that one. I wanted the more traditional look. But Bane, just on a whole, he's a very intimidating looking sculpt and a very beautifully well done sculpt. Very nice looking, very detailed. Articulation is probably where he fails the most. First of all, Bane's hands are always constantly open like this. So, although that doesn't take away from the figure, I don't know if people would rather have closed fists or not. So, I guess it's useful for breaking Batman's back. I mean, you can put a Batman figure there and break his back, but his hands are always constantly open. The wrists can bend, the elbows can bend, the arms can go out and back. Kind of the standard articulation for a DC Universe or DC superhero figure in the arms, with the exception of the biceps does not move. The waist spins all the way around. The chest, the abdomen area does not move, it's stationary. The head can spin, however it is dampened by the cord. Luckily the cord does not dampen the arm articulation at all. Now this is probably where the biggest gripe with a lot of people on Bane is his legs. His legs are fixated in this position. They don't have the ability to move in and out. But they can move up and bend, and the feet can bend too. So you can kind of put Bane in some intimidating poses and not have to worry about The legs looking like he's constantly about to lose his virginity to someone. I mean, yeah, it's a little awkward if you stick him up straight, but if you bend his legs a bit, I mean, it works pretty well for the figure. So, on a whole, the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Well, first of all, it's a unique sculpt. A very nice sculpt that well represents Bane. It's a beautiful looking sculpt. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of detail in there, too. The mask is definitely the attractor. I've always enjoyed the comic Bane's mask the most. I never liked the animated series mask, either of them, and I never liked the Batman's mask. I've always liked the comic mask more. So, very beautiful looking mask, great detail, good sculpt. Downsides. The only two downsides is, one, the leg articulation could be better. I mean, I'm okay with it personally because there's a few poses that I want to put Bane in that works for this. I can see other people being pissed off, but hey, this is what you get. So the leg articulation could be better. That and his tank top always seems to like to move up. Probably can't notice it, but it shows a little skin, so you have to kind of always move it down back into position. Whether or not you should get it, I would recommend it. I would not get your hopes up. Understand what you're buying. Understand what you're getting. This is a great figure, but it does have its faults. If you're a fan of Bane like I am, I think you will enjoy it. I don't have any other Bane figures to compare it to. I really do wish I had the Nightfall Bane, but I can't find them anywhere. I also wish I had the Jean-Paul Valley as Bat Bane, Nightfall figure, but I can't find that anywhere. So, Bane on a whole, good figure. I would recommend picking him up. The ankle joints are a little loose too, although I think that's on purpose so that you can put him in different poses. But again, I would recommend getting him. He's a fun figure, a great looking figure, really great looking. Just needs a little, just has his minor faults here and there. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now. I'll break you!